So, when I started looking at this, I had the whole document of what we're going to do and everything else. And I said, let me just talk a little bit about myself. And I'll get into a little bit of puzzle. Obviously, I did not ascend Everest and keeping up with the transatlantic girls. I don't really know where I fit in here right now, but certainly not with those two. But our businesses are very similar in a lot of ways. So I think the three of us actually should probably get together and do some strategy on it. But so for me, I've lived in Connecticut my whole life and been involved with Connecticut into New York Metro for over 30 years from a business standpoint. I started my own search firm when I was 22. Didn't really know what I was doing and ran it for 9 years, had about 8-9 people, until I got married, started having kids, and realized running a business really sucks. You're dealing with employees, you're dealing with payroll, you're dealing with benefits, all these things that were making me unproductive. And it kind of got me into where I am now. I went into a couple different management roles for some national and international staffing firms, and then ended up in the ASO and PEO space. Most recently, prior to Puzzle, was with Paychex for 14 years, dealing in that area. So, but really what drives me, one is obviously the business side of it, but my family, this is my family. So these are really why I get up every morning, why I get out of bed. My oldest daughter just got a job with Stryker. She's in marketing and graduated with her master's from Vanderbilt. So all my kids went south, which was great for us to get down there. But so my daughter's moving back home, which will be interesting this weekend. And my second daughter is graduating from Auburn University. And my third daughter is at University of Georgia. So good year for her with winning the national championship in football. But a little rivalry in the household. And those two pretty much fought from the day they were born. So keeps it interesting. But this is why I get up. This is why I go to work. It's all about spending time with my kids, with my wife. And then Matt is my youngest with Georgia. He's still a junior in high school, so we'll see where he ends up. For us, I'm an avid fisherman, boater, love anytime I can be on the water. And in the winters, I'm typically outdoors and skiing. So my wife and I decided to, and I think this was end of October, 1st of November, kept the boat in as long as I can and decided, hey, it's a nice day out. It's cold, but cruised over to Long Island for breakfast and lunch. So we're in Connecticut and cruised over to Northport. So, so my family, like I said, is really my crux behind what I do. This is us getting ready for happy hour. Speaking of happy hours with V5O, this is us after happy hour. On the day before Christmas Day, I think this was. So my brother bought us a bunch of hippity hops and told us we had to have races in front of everybody. So again, anything with the water, that's the extended family.
Wow.
Which is, that's not all of them, but this was just a vacation night. So sometimes we do some weird stuff, but we have a lot of fun doing it. Anyways, now I'll get to the business part of it. So we started Puzzle 2.5 years ago, just before COVID hit. It was October 2019. There was 13 of us. And we really felt like the market needed a company that was actually going to go and do the work for clients. We deal primarily in small and mid-sized businesses. Similar ranges. We look more at employee sizes, typically from 20 employees to about 500 is probably our sweet spot. We have clients that have 10 employees. We have clients that have thousands of employees. But one of the things when we started this, we really wanted to be agnostic from payroll, from benefits, from services. We wanted to work inside of our clients' business, not try and force them and the services under what we do. So hence the name Puzzle, we fit into what their needs are ongoing. Very much like a fractional CFO, or fractional C-suite, we come in and act as the HR department, both from a strategic standpoint, but also from a back office perspective. We've grown since then. We kind of muddled through the first couple months of COVID, and then really took off through a lot of education, a lot of hands-on support for clients. I think we're almost at 200 employees now, and probably going to double that in the next 18 months. So, but just like the other people who spoke today, we really look at HR as a service, not as the old HR of the 80s. Right, our vision really is to reimagine what HR looks like for today and for the future. So we're being proactive and helping organizations grow and put money to the bottom line. When we look at where the market was, you had an internal solutions, which typically there was a lack of expertise. They only had one or two people there. They didn't know everything, and they were always overworked and underpaid most of the time. You have very reactive or basic HR, which not a ton of value is coming from there. And then you have a lot of the things like a Think HR, Google HR. They're really compliance sites more than anything else, with not a whole lot of support or guidance or hand-holding. So it really ends up falling on the business owner. They're gathering this information, but really having to make their own decisions. So we come in and really help them utilize what they have, and can fit into really any structure that the company has, whether it's us working in different areas or helping them with or taking over businesses. When we looked at where traditional HR suffered, it was lack of specialization. They were very reactive, wearing multiple hats, doing different things, not having time to be proactive in things. And it was also person or location dependent, right? It was the HR of the 80s was somebody sat in the corner and waited for people to come in and complain. It's really become more of a service. You think of what Blockbuster was, and going to the store, having to remember, hoping your movie's there, versus where Netflix is now. Netflix is thinking ahead for you. They're giving you selections of things that you need to be selecting on, or movies you might like, as opposed to, brick and mortar, those types of things. So we try and look at HR the same way. We take trends, we take things that are happening within an organization, try to look 3 steps ahead for them to be more proactive, streamline systems, those types of things. Not moving forward. So there's really 2 corporate personas. There's the small businesses that really have little or no strategic investment in HR, but a strong focus on their core business, right? That was me when I had my business. I just wanted to focus on what I was doing to be productive and profitable. Most business owners, Peter talked about a little bit earlier, most business owners are focused on making their widgets, doing their things. They don't have time for the other things. Or we also have clients who have sub-optimized HR. So they have a HR team, but they can only do so much, or only have so much bandwidth or knowledge to be able to do that. So we can go in and fill in the gaps for them and help them with the quality and the velocity of the service that they're providing. And our goal, like I said, is to really deliver transformational human resources that is going to drive profits and income to the bottom line if it's done properly. Sorry. And again, our goal is to fit into their system, not have them fit into ours. And for some reason, it's not going forward.
You keep it in the space bar. Probably got to get through the little blocks being fed.
I didn't realize there was that many. So when we look at the service we provide, it really does start from very strategic HR, CHRO type conversations. We also get into learning and development where we're doing executive leadership and training. Those could be 6 to 8 month projects or courses that we're running on with the organization, from 5 executives to a team of managers and supervisors that they want to be leaders in. So very strategic HR to all the back office where we're actually going in and managing payroll. Again, we're not running the payroll, being an ADP or Paychex or Paylocity. We are actually sitting on the client side of the desk, answering questions from employees, helping them address those types of things, making changes in the system, and taking that burden away from that HR person, that CFO, that controller, whoever's handling it, depending on the size of their business. And then the talent acquisition, that's been an area that's really grown for us recently, just because of the market, but we're not necessarily high-end recruiters. We're really going in and helping them improve the business processes that they're doing and streamlining their systems with their HCM platforms, and making sure the posts they're getting out, how they're posting, where they're posting to. So it's more about the process that we're helping people with, and we're doing that work as opposed to just giving them a list and telling them to have fun with it. Our target clients, like I said, are probably between 25 and 500 employees, growth companies, companies that lose an HR person, have somebody move on, want to look at things differently, are trying to enhance employee experience. Those are all the types of companies that are good fits. If somebody's willing to have a conversation and interested in see what is different out there these days, they're worth a conversation. So would love to talk to anybody on that side. That's about it.